Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here for the AEW Dark Review for the 23rd of February 2021. Not a bad show, but too much of a show. They don't need to run this at 2 hours every week. Or I like the hour and a half format. Anything more than that feels forced, and it feels like you just don't know what you're doing as far as booking is concerned. There's a lot of talent on here I like, some talent on here I don't, some matches that don't make sense, and some matches that make me sad. Taz, Excalibur, and Anthony Ogogo ultimately made my mute button this week because, well, Excalibur. Anyway, Cage and Ricky Starks face the Varsity Blondes on Dynamite tomorrow night. That'll be fun. Um, and then, so we open with Brian Cage with Hook defeating John Skyler in 48 seconds. Poor uh, John Skyler. He's being so wasted here. He's got a lot of talent and belongs on a national stage with an actual push. I love his work from PWX. If you're not a highspots.com or highspots TV member, go check out PWX just for him. It'll be worth it. Anyway, basically Cage hits the driller and he gets him and he's gone. Next matchup, Lee Johnson defeats Serpentico with Luther at 526. At least Serpentico's doing the right thing and doing the job here. Lee Johnson has a lot of potential. Arn Anderson out with Lee Johnson, by the way. Luther out with Serpentico. Um, Serpentico is uh, also known as John Cruz, which I don't know why they use him twice. No offense to him, I like John Cruz. I don't like the Serpentico gimmick. It doesn't make sense. Um, Johnson being a member of the Nightmare family, another thing that doesn't make sense. Johnson gets a near fall off a drop kick and a press slam. Johnson sells more than he should here, especially being a now supposedly pushed member. Although, what is a pushed member when there's like 87 of them on your roster? Anyway, Johnson comes back with a neck breaker, easy for me to say, with a near fall, gets the win, uh, and then hits a spinning Blue Thunder Bomb to get the win. Eddie Kingston against J.D. Drake. J.D. Drake is a fantastic guy from Evolve and the Carolina Indies and all sorts of places. Kingston winning doesn't make sense to me with the size differential, but whatever. They exchange chops. Drake hits an Enziguri for near fall. Kingston comes back with a boot and an eye rake. Both guys are going at it kind of in a brawl format. Kingston does some headbutts along the way. Drake catches him coming off the middle rope with a hard right hand and a Uranagi and a Vader bomb for near fall. Drake misses a moonsault off the top rope, which is a thing of sight to see for him, being the size he is. And Kingston wins with a spinning back fist. No problem with Kingston winning. I guess it makes sense from the standpoint of, where he is in the company, but at the same time, you could have done more with Drake. I think Drake is a guy that they could do something with, even in a southern sort of way. Leia Hirsch defeats Brooke Havoc at 216. Havoc out with Cody Rhodes. I don't really understand why. I will get my phone and be right back in two shakes of. But anyway, Cody with this Brooke Havoc character, who I guess got injured somewhere along the way. I don't know. Cody comes out with a headset around his neck, which just looks stupid. She Havoc blows out her knee, and then they did a spot where she does a rolling neck breaker like Kurt Hennig used to do. Hirsch turns it into a cradle for near fall. Hirsch gets a submission with the armbar. I love Layla Hirsch. I think they're not doing enough with her. Anyway, Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus against Angel Fashion and BSK, 125. Basically, Jurassic Express, FDR, and Tully Blanchard tomorrow on Dynamite, or today on Dynamite. A week from Wednesday is when that happens. For some reason, I thought it was today. Probably because, well, it's Dynamite and We all know what that is. Anyway, Jungle Boy gets a pin after a joint power bomb. QT Marshall with Nick Kanemaru defeats JJ Garrett at 4:35. Garrett does a frog splash from the bottom rope for 1 count. Marshall hits an uppercut and diamond cutter for the win. Super basic match. Maybe he's out there to lead somebody through. Anyway, Max Caster with Anthony Bowens defeats Marco Stunt in 4 minutes. Thank goodness Stunt's doing the job. He should be doing this. If you insist on using him, he should never win. I'm sorry. He makes wrestling look like a joke. Anyway, Caster catches him coming off the top, gets an early advantage. Stunt tries for sliced bread. Caster sends him off. Caster superplexes him, follows up with a top rope elbow for a 3 count. Caster is so talented, he shouldn't even have to be in there with this junk. Dark Order, Silver, and Reynolds defeat Louis Vale and Chris Perks in 5 minutes. Again, speaking of why do matches run so long, this is their negative ones out there. Anna Jay is not because of her injury. Silver and Reynolds basically go at it. The match is fine. Reynolds has taking the majority of the match. Silver gets a hot tag, does a Samoan drop, and then the Dark Destroyer, and gets the victory. Kip Sabian with Penelope Ford defeats Fuego del Sol. Speaking of a match that doesn't need to happen, let's see. So, catches Sabin with a Rana, does Del Sol, and a drop kick. Del Sol runs into a boot. Sabian hits Del Sol, comes back with a sling blade. Sabian goes for a Deadly Hollows, and that's some form of burning hammer, from what I understand. And then hits a small package. Sabian gets the same move a second time for the win, and they do the making out with Sabian and Ford post-match. I mean, other than the fact they're trying to hit some sort of international quota, I don't even understand why they employ Sabian, to be completely honest. Varsity Blondes versus Sean Dean and Carly Bravo. Taz plugs the Blondes and Cage and Starks on Dynamite, which should be good. Dean gets near fall on Garrison after a leg drop elbow combination. Pillman gets blind tag in, hits a super kick, near fall, works him over. Pillman has some really good mat work when he wants to use it. Pillman is a super talented guy who should be pushed more than he is. And then there's the use of Purple Nurple, which is just weird. Single leg crab. Then Garrison sets up for a powerbomb. Bravo escapes, gets a hot tag to Dean. Dean's super talented, should be doing more. Hits a pair of running drop kicks in the corner and DDT for near fall. Bravo does a sliced bread and gets another near fall. Following up after that, Garrison counters a suplex and does a first suplex of his own. Garrison gets Bravo up for a powerbomb. Pillman flies in and with a top rope dropkick for the win. Probably the best match of the day. Ryan Nemeth defeated Aaron Solo in just under 7 minutes. He, I guess, is joining the Nightmare family. Nemeth gets some takedowns, demands some points. Solo comes up with a couple arm drags, dropkick, and Nemeth goes to the floor. Solo slams and drops a knee for another near fall. Nemeth is working over Solo's arms and does the headstand spot he normally does. Solo makes a comeback with Caesar Bononi and Peter Avalon come out to observe the match. Nemeth wins with a neckbreaker. Post-match, Bononi and Avalon enter ring, congratulate Nemeth on the beatdown, which I hope they don't associate these people because that's a step backwards for Nemeth. Solo continues to have some personal life issues and then a loss. Anyway, Ivelisse and Diamante defeat Miranda Alzi and Renee Michelle 6:15. Again, why do these matches have to run so long? Ivelisse and Michelle start. They open pretty well. Elise and Dynamite have a decent back and forth of their own. Elise, then she loses to Nyla. When Elise lost to Nyla Rose, she kind of slipped back. She gets beat up over the loss, and Elise hits Dynamite with a cutter. Tags are made. Michelle comes in, gets a near fall. Ivelisse comes back on Michelle with a strong knee, and then Elise gets tagged back, hesitates. Elise gets destroyed, stereo knees, double powerbomb, and double kick. Ivelisse gets the pin on Elise. This just went too long, and it wasn't that good. It was fine. It would be fine for an indie show women's match if you didn't have another, but there's nothing in there that makes you say, I have to see any of these people again. Top Flight defeats Tony Vega and Stevenson. Dante is in trouble in the heel corner early. Dante tries a leapfrog to try and tag his brother. Stevenson catches him with a spine buster for a near fall. Cool spot there. Dante hits a back suplex and gets tagged to his brother. Darius hits a shotgun dropkick, and Darius tags off to his brother, hits a shotgun dropkick, and they score the win. I still don't see what everyone sees in Top Flight. To me, they're just a ripoff of a ripoff. The Bucks are a ripoff of the Hardys. Top Flight's a ripoff of the Bucks, and there we go. Bear Country, Sonny Kiss, and Joey Janela defeat Embuda, Levi Shapiro, Daniel Joseph, and Aaron Fry in 521. Why do we need an 8-man match on this show? Just putting people on to put people on. It's stupid. Anyway, Bear Country and Kiss are, a pretty good unit. Joey Janela needs to be selling popcorn. Anyway, Janela gets caught in the heel corner, had to fight his way out. He hits a German suplex on Shapiro, gets tagged to Bear Bronson, dominates in the 1-on-4 situation, which just looks goofy. Shapiro with a Uranagi and a suplex on Joseph into Shapiro and sent on into a pile. 4 members of the losing team go to the floor. Janela hits a moonsault off of Bronson's shoulders for near fall. Bear County Splash finishes Shapiro. It's fine. Another match that goes way too long. Peter Avalon and Caesar Bononi defeat Ryzen and Baron Black. 6:19. There's no need for it to go that long. Could have gone 2 minutes, had the same effect. Black and Avalon. Black basically has Avalon caught in a crossface. Bononi breaks it up with a chokeslam. Rising gets chokeslammed into Black. Bononi threw Avalon into Black for the knees for the finish and the win. You could let go of all 4 of these guys and absolutely nothing would get lost. Again, the show is way too long. Kylan King defeats Tesha Price at 5:12. Price gets some heat early. King comes back with a fallaway slam and some clotheslines. German suplex and bridge gets a near fall for King. Price gets a roll up for near fall. King finishes Price with a clothesline and throws her forward, and it's fine. Anyway, I gotta grab my phone, but we will be right back to finish off the program that never ends. Okay, and so your final match, which is pretty basic. SCU defeats Seidel Brothers and TH2 in a 3-way match to close the show. in 11 and a half minutes. I I hate triple threat matches. I hate multi-person matches. SCU's being wasted in a match like this. Nothing wrong with the Seidel brothers. TH2 does not belong. Obviously, they're not going to have SCU lose at this point with the breakup of the tag team on the line, with a team on Dark like that. SCU against Seidels. Jack Evans comes in. He goes against Mike Seidel. Mike apparently does some yoga. He catches his man in the corner, works him over with some interesting mat work. Daniels breaks up a submission attempt. Matt Seidel gets the hot tag, works over TH2, while SCU stays in the corner. Kazarian gets the tag, and then it breaks into a six-man schmoz. Slingshot cutter from Kazarian on Evans gets a near fall. Evans shouldn't even be in. Angelico has some potential, but Evans shouldn't be even in. I wouldn't even put him on a national scale. Devins hits an Arabian moonsault on Angelico, catches Evans with a kick, leading to Kazarian hitting a reverse DDT for the win. Perfectly fine. Again, Dark, this review runs just over 16, 17 minutes, and that's a 2-hour review in that time. That tells you how unimpactful this show truly is. In any event, we'll be back with the Impact review, and we'll have Dynamite and NXT up on Wednesday. Well, actually, what is now today. Anyway, until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.